Hi there. Today I'm on my walk in the woods, and I want to share with you one thing that I decided to do when my children were really small that was really life changing. And at the end of the video, I will share with you a bonus thing that I did that was really helpful to me and maybe helpful to you too. So welcome. And if you're new to this channel, I'm Win. So when my children were small, and that was when I had 3 small children, the oldest was 5, and I was off on maternity leave. My youngest wasn't even 1 yet, and I just found it really hectic. I suspect some of you can identify with that. And I thought, I need time to myself. So I decided that I was gonna get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which was a good hour before anybody else was up. I remember the very first time, the night before, I set everything out so there was no friction preventing me from doing it. In order to get my sleep, I went to bed earlier than usual. I usually used to go to bed at 11. I went to bed at 10, and I still do that, and I started to get ready at 9 because we need, like, 7 to 8 hours sleep to do well. So anyway, the next morning, I got up, and the first thing I did was get dressed like I am now, things that I could walk in because I decided I was gonna go walking. But first, I started writing in my gratitude journal, and that set my mindset for the day. All of these things I still do because they were so beneficial and they became habits. So I started my journal and I would write, what is one thing about each of my children that I'm really grateful for? So that set me up. It provided me a very good mindset, right? And then I would set my intention for the day. What is my intention today? Do I want to do something to get closer to the kids? Do I want to spend more time playing? Or do I have to take them to doctor's appointments? And how am I going to do that in a way that is not stressful? How can I relieve any stress? So, anyway, that's what I did. And then I'd go for a walk. And at that time, I lived near a beach, and it was lovely to go walk by the water. Now I live and have lived here for a number of years near a beautiful urban park that shelters endangered species, and it's so beautiful here. And we even have a lake in the middle, man-made, and now there are ducks and geese nesting there. That really made a huge difference in my life because every morning I had time all to myself, an hour where no interruptions, where I could focus on what state I wanted to be in during the day and how could I accomplish that. And then I'm doing things for myself. I'm parenting myself so that I can parent my kids because we all know that you can't parent on empty. And so to this day, that's what I do. Now, when my kids were small, I didn't do it on the weekends because, my husband was home and it was just recreation time for us, for our whole family. We would sleep in and we would do fun things on a Friday night so we could stay up a bit later and stuff like that as the kids, especially as they got older. Other than that, unless it was snowing badly or really inclement weather, because I live in Canada where it's cold in the winter and we get snow, storms sometimes. So, it wasn't about feeling guilty if I didn't do it. It was just making a plan to do it. And I created a habit. And I have such an enjoyment of habits. I really value habits because then when you create a habit, you don't even have to think about it. You just do it every day, every day. It's like a ritual. And it doesn't tax your brain at all. Whereas as a parent, your brain can get pretty taxed at times because you're making all these decisions. So that is one thing I did that really helped to the point where I still do it. And now my children have children of their own. The other thing that I did, I think I always carry this in my pocket. I decided to write some affirmations to myself. And imagine if I said this to you. Just feel just pay attention to how this feels when I say this. This is what I wrote on this small piece of paper. You have to keep rewriting it because I keep it in my pocket and it gets all wrecked. Okay, so the first one is, you are brilliant. You are smart. You are unique. You are loving and lovable. I love you. And that was me again parenting myself. It felt so good. How did it feel for you? Try it and see if it feels good for you. I can't tell you how much it has changed my life. It's been terrific, and I hope you have a great day. Until next time.